We're back, ladies and gentlemen, with another video. What we're going to be talking about right now is a situation that a lot of people seem to be covering right now. And it involves the ICE shooting that happened with, I guess it was some woman. She was pulled over by these guys, and basically they decided to take her out. Now, I want to share my thoughts on this situation because I realize that a lot of people appear to be taking sides. They're not really thinking about the situation for what it really is. So I want to share my thoughts on it. Number one, anytime you have a black man who is not compliant with law enforcement, and for whatever reason he do anything that's, I guess, out of pocket, and he end up getting unalived, we always say stuff like, well, you know, he should have complied. He should have followed orders. He should have did this. He should have did that. We hear these things all the time. And for whatever reason, when it comes to this situation, all of a sudden now, everybody's acting like they don't know right from wrong. So I'm kind of looking at this thing for what it is. Like, wait a minute. It's like everybody have like a selective outrage right now. It's like selective outrage. Let's get angry for a situation where somebody just didn't comply. And that's pretty much what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a situation where somebody decided not to comply and they were taken out. And for whatever reason, people making a big deal over this thing. Now, it's unfortunate. You know, it's always unfortunate when something like that happens. But when black men go through these type of things, no one cares. It's like, I don't hear this outpouring of support for this woman when it comes to black people that get unalive. I don't see it. And I'm kind of concerned about what exactly are people so outraged for? Like, what exactly are they going crazy for? None of you know this person. None of you know where they live. None of you know what they're about. But you appear to be losing your mind over this circumstance as if you know them personally, as if though they didn't do anything to trigger this issue. Because what you got to look at is what's triggering this issue. What exactly caused this issue? Well, the person, basically, they were pulled over by these ICE agents. Looked like if the ICE agents was pretty much pulling over a lot of different people. And for whatever reason, that person tried to use their vehicle to run over the ICE agent. Now, some of y'all gonna be like, no, that's not what happened. She was just trying to get away. It doesn't matter. The best thing you can do, guys, is comply. It makes no sense you use your vehicle in any capacity where it makes an officer or whatever feel like their life is in danger. She was the one who put that car in drive and decided to press on that gas. And when she sped off, the officer feared for his life. She used her vehicle as a weapon, and she decided to pretty much do what she had to do. It's just that simple, you know? And again, how many times have we seen black men pretty much, get stopped by the police and they, trying to follow all the rules, and then what end up happening? They end up getting shot. Something end up happening to them, and then what? What do we always say? Oh, they should have never moved. They should have complied. They should have did this. We give all these excuses when it comes to black people, but for whatever reason, nobody cares about this situation in the same way. Like, We don't want to keep the same energy. We got to keep the same energy, man. The best thing you could have did is just comply with what the officer said. The officers are like, look, and again, I don't know the conversation of what was taking place. I don't know the conversation. But what I do know is if the officer basically told her to wait so that they can pretty much handle whatever they had to handle, she was supposed to pretty much sit there and say, you know what? Let me just stay cool. If he would have violated your rights, you just deal with that in court. But no, she didn't want to do that. She wanted to pretty much go back and forth with the officer, use her vehicle as a way to, get out of the situation. And all that did, it just made her end up unalive. So was it worth it? Was it worth it? I don't think so. It was not worth it. Best thing she should have did is comply. And she found out the hard way. Now, she's gone. Now she got to go to the shadow realm and deal with all the other BS that come with the situation. And it's just a situation where I'm like, look, it is what it is, man. Absolutely, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, we got to realize that this type of stuff in today's day is something that we need to all figure out and understand. When you have officers that pull you over in your car and you refuse to comply with them, you refuse to do what is necessary, all you're doing is causing yourself to lose your life. That's all you're doing, guys. And it's something that you must understand. Everybody's blaming ICE this, ICE that. And I'm like, look, why are you all blaming this officer for? What does he have to do with this? You know, this person didn't want to comply. This person wanted to go against the law. They didn't want to follow the rules. And they got what they got. I mean, it don't make no sense. I don't understand why anybody complaining about this situation. I'm seeing all this selective outrage, selective anger. And I get it, you know. She lost her life. You know, it's cool. It is what it is. She lost her life. It's unfortunate. But damn, we got to look at this for what it is, man. We really do. We got to look at it for what it is. She didn't comply. She didn't do what she needed to do. And now she gone. I mean, you can't get mad at me. I'm not the one that unalived her. She should have followed the rules. We say this all the time with black men. We tell black men when they get pulled over by the cops, keep your hand on the steering wheel. Don't do nothing foolish. Don't move too much. Don't reach for nothing. We tell the brothers this all the time. But for some reason, in this case, because she's white, all of a sudden she's right. And we're wrong. And we must all be sad and emotional. And no, I'm not doing all of that stuff, bro. That has nothing to do with me. Matter of fact, her getting unalive have nothing to do with us, bro. I'm just being honest. I'm not being insensitive. I'm just speaking the facts. I've always heard people say that as a man, if you get pulled over, you're supposed to comply. You're supposed to do all these things. You're supposed to do these things in order to protect yourself. This is what I hear all the time, man. So why she ain't practice it? What gave her the right to think that she could use her vehicle as a weapon? Whether you believe she used it as a weapon or not, she used it and she got. It's just that simple, guys. It is just that simple. By the pure fact that she didn't stay so that they could do what they needed to do, she put herself in harm's way. And that's my take on the situation, man. I can't feel sorry for that, man. It's one thing if this is what I'm saying. This is how you know if the agent was wrong. It would be if her car was in park and she was complying with law enforcement, and basically while she's parked If the agent just came out of nowhere and just started shooting at her for no reason, then yeah, I would definitely be like, you know what? That's not right. That's crazy. But that's not the circumstances, guys. That's not the circumstances. She used that vehicle as a weapon, bro. Again, anytime you are stopped, anytime you have a situation where you have to, I guess, interact with any sort of law enforcement or anything like that, the best thing you can do is just be about your safety, maintaining, correct boundaries, complying with lawful orders, or whatever the case is. It's just a regular stop, right? So why are you driving off? What are you doing? It makes no sense, man. It makes no sense, guys. So we cannot continue to play this selective outrage game. I'm not playing the selective outrage game. I've made up my mind a long time ago. I'm not involved in all of that stuff. I'm not out there to be stopped. And if I was stopped, bro, I'm following all the rules, bro, because I got to make it back home. I understand how sometimes you have officers or whatever the case is, they be on the edge and they do stupid stuff. They're human too. But at the same time, I think that a lot of us pretty much, we don't realize how serious this situation is or what it could be. And we put ourselves in harm's way when we don't follow the rules, man. I think that's one of the main problems, is that we're not following the rules, man. She felt entitled. She felt that she could just do whatever, and it cost her life, bro. Just that simple. Case closed, bro. Will the agent get in trouble? I don't think so. You have them telling the agents they want them to leave the area. They want them to get out. That's not going to happen. But see, check out, this is what I want you to all think about. Because of that situation, right, I want you to look at how the elected officials got on TV and started to tell the agents that they want them to leave. Think about that. But think about all of the black men that were unalived, that were basically murdered. And for whatever reason, I ain't seen no elected officials come out and say, hey, all of these black men that were unalived, we want the officer who killed such and such to leave the state or whatever. I'd never seen that before. So in my mind, I'm like, this is only happening because she's white, bro. At the end of the day, that's why this is happening. It's not happening for no other reason. So when you put all of this into proper context and you start to look at this for what it is, you start to realize that at the end of the day, they're only doing all of that type of stuff because of the woman involved. That's the only reason why they're doing all of that. They're not doing it for no other reason. If it was a black dude, nobody wouldn't even care, bro. That's why I don't care. Because at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. Like, I just don't like the selective outrage. I don't like when people are acting as if though, like they really care. Like, oh my goodness, I can't believe what happened. You know, I don't like that type of stuff, bro. Like, it don't even make no sense. Like, why in the world people literally out here crying, acting as if though, oh, I'm so angry with what happened. It's just so unfortunate, you know? That type of stuff is crazy to me, man. Like, it don't even make no sense. Like, why in the world would anybody be this outraged over someone who wasn't even complying with the law? She wasn't even complying, bro. Like, come on now. Call it for what it is, man. She was not complying with the people who pretty much stopped her. She wasn't. If it was a black dude and he got unalive, nobody would care, bro. Nobody would care, dog. Nobody would. And these are the type of things that we got to look at concerning these matters. If it was a black dude, would anybody have cared? Would anybody have been like, yeah, let's cry for justice? Would you see any elected leaders coming forward saying, hey, yeah, so-and-so got shot. We want this to happen. Nobody didn't even care. And that's the thing that I'm looking at. I'm looking at the fact that it's like a selective outrage thing. And I know I'm right. I know I'm right, gang. I just don't like the fact when black folk get involved in this type of stuff and they start to act as if though they're so alarmed over what happened. That type of stuff gets me upset, bro. Because it's like it's a double standard, man. It's a double standard when you really think about it. Because if it was the other way around, we'll be hit with the sermon of, oh, you should have complied, you should have did this, you should have listened, it's your fault. You should have obeyed all lawful commands. Man, I'm tired of hearing all these sermons, bro. That's why when it comes to this situation, I just speak about it straightforward. A lot of you have selective outrage right now, bro. Selective outrage to the max. You're only concerned because of the race of the woman that's involved. And all this tells me is that nobody's really safe. If you don't comply, things can happen. If you use your vehicle as a weapon, you will get dealt with. It's just that simple, man. You have to understand, when you're in your car, right, and somebody's in front of it or next to it, it could be very dangerous. Sometimes people do things, they make mistakes, and things happen, but that situation could have been avoided, man. That could have been avoided real quick. It could have been avoided, guys. It really could have been avoided, but what I'm looking at here again is the selective outrage. I don't like what I'm seeing on social media where a lot of black folk are basically siding with the situation like, oh yeah, it's these agents, they did this, they did that. Listen, at the end of the day, you still got to do what you got to do, right? If you ain't going to follow orders, if you ain't going to do what is necessary to protect you and your family, then that's your problem, bro. I don't got time for all of that stuff. That's why I stay out of the way, bro. I mind my business, bro. I just do my thing. I don't got no time for nobody, bro. Like, for real, I don't care about what's going on, bro. All I care about is what I'm doing, what I'm going through. That's all I care about, you know? And I stay focused on what's important. Anytime you get pulled over for whatever reason, a checkpoint, whatever, just follow orders, bro. Just follow. I mean, what do you got to lose? All you're doing is just following orders. That's all you're doing. But no, she decided to step on the gas and flee. And the process, the officer or the agent was there, putting his life in danger, making him feel some type of way, and it cost her life. So at the end of the day, whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? That's her fault. At the end of the day, that's her fault, man. You understand? So it is what it is, man. I'm gonna pretty much wrap up the show. Do what we gotta do. I just want to hear you guys' thoughts on the matter. You know, let me know what you think of the video. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think I'm bugging? Am I tripping? You know, what do you think about the situation? Do you blame the agent? Do you blame the woman? I blame the woman in this circumstance, bro. Because like I said, ever since I've been a teenager, I've always heard the same sermon. When you get pulled over by law enforcement, don't move, follow orders, keep your hand on the steering wheel. These are the type of things I've always heard. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, why she didn't do that? Why she didn't follow the same things that we've been taught. She did something different because she felt she was entitled and she thought she could get away with it. Most likely some Karen that thought she could just be above the law, do what she wanted to do, and what it got her. Death. I don't care, bro. Say what you have to say. Disagree, agree. Doesn't matter to me. I'm just calling it as it is, bro. That's all I'm doing. So, we're gonna wrap this thing up. Let me know what you think of the video. I just wanted to come out real quick to talk about it, man, because I see everybody all outraged about the situation. And I'm like, look, man, y'all being fake, bro. All this fake outrage when you know the answer to the story is very simple. If she would have complied, there would have been no drama. If she would have complied, there would have been no death. You know? I'm not gonna be here feeling sorry and going along with the get along gang. And I don't got no time for that, because a lot of people on social media, they do that type of stuff. When stories like this come out, they jump on the bandwagon because they want to get views. They're not really talking about the story for real, for real. They don't care about the story. They're not gonna speak on it for what it is. They're gonna try to act like they're a part of the crowd that is outraged over what happened. That's what they're gonna do. So leave your comments. Let me know what you think of the video. And that's about it, gang. Rate, comment, and subscribe. Follow the orders, man. Do what you gotta do, and you'll stay out of trouble. But if you feel that you can just be above the law, do what you want, and everything is good, then good luck to you, fam. Anyway, guys, I'm out. Peace.